creatives, welcome to Artist Star. My name is Beth, and this is a Zodiac series with a moon-driven timing card. It's about opening to your intuition through a challenge or an opportunity that will bring a new inspiration to make better art. There are no dates on these readings as they're meant to inspire at any given time. So this reading is for Gemini, whose tarot relating card is the Lovers. So you Geminis out there, you are restless and curious and very creative nature around that. You are a mutable sign. So it's interesting that you got a mutable moon as your moon timing card. So we'll get to that in a minute. I just wanted to say a little bit about the Lovers card and what that represents for you. It's about relationships, really, with people, places, and things, and even yourself. It's about making decisions about how to balance out what is best for you. So you have to examine your motives and your values and contemplate on what path is right for you. So it can be a relationship within yourself too. And I bring that up because we'll get to it in a minute, but you did draw the 9 of Spades, which is all about you. So we'll get there. First, I want to tell you about the artist card here, because on the left, it represents you as a vessel, a creative energy, and how to open to the knowledge that's available to you from the divine source. And then on the right, we have the well. Now, it's a well of infinite inspiration. As long as you are seeking it, it will flow to you. Then we have the cards of truth. Now, these are directional cards. They're going to point us in the right direction to open to that intuition, that challenge, and that inspiration. And then we're going to qualify with the Lenormand cards, as they are marvelously clear about describing what to look for. So, so as promised, let's look at the moon card and talk about this mutable moon. And as you can see, it is a waning moon. And that means that it's time to let something go. So right around when the moon looks like this and it's waning, be paying more attention and be more open, more than your regular mutable self. You're always good about change, but for some reason in this reading, you're a little stuck with it, which is very interesting for a Gemini. So maybe you're trying to find that balance and you haven't quite made the decision, and that's okay, because this moon is also about just waiting for the right timing. It's, time to be focused and to stick with whatever is it that's meant for you to be, but it's also being able to decide if something's not quite working for you anymore. I apologize for the phone ringing. I am at the gallery and it is the day off, but you get the robocalls anyway. So sorry for the interruption. So let's move on to the Queen of Diamonds in your intuition here. So we're going to talk about the Queen of Diamonds being the path to opening to that intuitiveness that Source would share with you. She is a wonderful card to have here. She is hardworking and confident. She's, just that concrete value. You've got every skill that you could want with this one, and capable and able. And, it's just in a spread, it's like saying it's time to collect the prize, a stable, wonderful connection with yourself, or finding that value of a person, place, or thing. It's a given in the surrounding cards will indicate, but it's a stable and quick enrichments. Very nice. However, you can be by controversial means. So watch for that. Yeah, but it's definitely an opportunity to recognize and find your balance. So let's look at the qualifiers here. We've got the flowers, the gentleman, and the dog. So this tells me with the man, the gentleman, who, just a masculine presence, you just have to identify in as masculine to understand that he is a very loyal companion for you and loving and giving and sweet in nature and there for you. So I can't say anything more wonderful about this intuitive connection that you've got going on here. Once you open to that knowing, then wow, you've got it in the bag here. So, and I think you're going to need it because there's going to have to be some real self-validating love that comes into this, because your challenge here, as I was saying earlier, this 9 of spades is all about K2 energy, which is your south node. It is where you feel comfort, and the 9 of spades is called the yogi card. So it really is an energy that is a spiritual liberation, but it comes with a price. The spades are not easy. They are all about finding the remedy or the cure for whatever ails you, whether it's a physical or a mental stumbling block that is just something that you need to tap into. But you really can't get any better guidance than from a 9. It is searching from within. But it's a divine connection. So, as far as tapping into your intuition and having this really loving nature for you, it's fabulous that you've got that as support for going down that path of self-awareness, self-evaluation, being challenged to let go and let source, even though that should be easy for you, Gemini, as a mutable, restless nature that loves change. There's something here that is sticking. So we're going to explore that a little more and try to understand what that might be. But yeah, I think there'll be some correspondence. You're gonna tap into something. And because this is all about making better art, I'm going to say that it is something that has been working for you, and maybe you are just now touching on the idea that you need to move forward in some way, maybe need to let something go so that you can let something in. And it's going to be some kind of mental switch that gets thrown, and you're going to recognize it right away, and you're going to have great support in investigating that. But that's what you need to do. That's what this is saying, that it's time to intuitively see your strengths and your weaknesses. So you're going to find it. It is like you'll recognize it, and it will be coming to you in some sort of communication. With the letter card these days, it could be anything. It could actually be a physical letter. It could be a email or a text or a phone call, any kind of communication out there that you could possibly think of. Even something coming across on the television or radio, something like that counts. And it's going to be a communication with you directly from the birds. You're going to know it when it hits. You're just going to be like, because you've got your antenna up, you already know that you're going to get that somewhere around that waning new moon. So yeah, the waning moon, not a. It's like a crescent. So yeah, so it'll be about that time, and it will be something that you need to clean out because you've got the letter, you've got the birds, and you've got the birch rod. And the birch rod is all about figuring out what needs to go. Yeah, it can hurt, and sometimes that being so honest with yourself about needing to let something go that maybe you've come very attached to. So yeah, but that's what this tells me is going to be the challenge for you. Is letting that go and figuring out what's next. So, as far as that goes, you've got your inspiration over here with the Eight of Clubs. Now, the clubs are knowledge seeking. The eights are all about self validating. So, with this guy, and it's also Rahu energy, which I find fascinating if you know anything about Rahu, the north node, and Ketu, the south node. And honestly, having this queen here with the Queen of Diamonds, that she's so solid, she's just so grounded and so knowing of her potential and her concrete skills. So you couldn't be coming from a better place. But Rahu is about venturing into the unknown to experiment and experience things. And then you take them back to your Ketu and you figure out what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and you let it go and let Source guide you as to where to venture next. It's like the matrix of your mind, really. As far as the experiences and exploration goes, you'll be able to go into that with a very solid, self-validating platform to go from. So in a spread, it is time for inner knowledge seeking of experiences with people and places and things. It's lesson time, really, to develop courage to express your individuality. So, it's an opportunity for success in your career and expression of yourself. So it is taking a risk to grow through the experiences, but you're not one to stay stuck long, Gemini. I've got every confidence in you that you will be able to do that. It might hold you back a little bit, but the moon promises to just stick with it, stay focused, and you will get there. It is, it's about, it's great news. It's always good news when this is happening, but it's good news based around letting something go. So, not sure what it is that it's time for out with the old and in with the new, but I'm assuming, or not really assuming, I'm getting that it is some tool or some skill or something that needs to be tweaked. And you have relied on it for quite some time with the Queen here and all of her concrete knowledge of herself and her concrete skills. That as an artist card here in your intuition, it tells me that you've relied on that for a very long time and it has served you very well. So as far as maybe coming up with a new challenge for yourself, maybe you've got a new show coming up and you're not quite sure of where to take your style next. But it looks like it is time to grow with that. And you'll do that by venturing out and, opening your mind. Beautiful. It's not going to be totally easy because that's not Rahu's place. Rahu is there to challenge you. And your challenge is coming in the form of the mountain card here. We have the mountain card, we've got the clouds, and we've got a ring, which which means obstacle, clear and foggy thinking, and making a commitment. So, yeah, you're going to figure it out just like that. I love it. But yeah, the obstacle is going to be about sorting through that spiritual K2 energy of staying in someplace safe and moving into Rahu, where, as for you, Gemini, I know you'd find it exciting anyway, so I'm not worried about you. You're going to be just fine, and you're going to find a new commitment. And I don't think it's going to take you very long either. You can see it right here. It is a beautiful, beautiful spread for you. And yeah, I think you're going to do just fine. Well, I hope it resonates with you, and I hope you pay attention to that waning moon and the crescent, and I hope something comes. So, yeah, I'm sure it will. All right, well, thank you for listening, and happy creating.